Hey boys and girls, welcome to Cooking with Steven and Jacqueline. Today we're going to smoke up some chicken using a couple of Uncle Steve's shake seasonings. So let's sit back and enjoy the ride.
Well folks, let's go prep the chicken, and here's our ingredients.
You will need chicken, kosher salt, Uncle Steve's shake, or your favorite barbecue seasoning, palm or Crisco Spray.
Well folks, this is going to be a pretty easy cook, but we have one step we want to do the night before, or at least 6 hours before we are ready to cook the chicken. This next simple step is going to take your chicken game to a whole new level. It's going to bring on that flavor and also help crisp up that chicken skin. This next simple step is just to take some kosher salt and sprinkle it all over that chicken. This simple but important step will allow to draw out moisture from the chicken, and then in return will reabsorb in some of that moisture. This is called osmosis. Doing this, you want to have your chicken on a wire rack where the air can circulate right around it when it is in the fridge. Doing this the night before is best, but if you don't have the time, at least 4 to 6 hours before you are ready to cook that chicken. Now, some in the culinary world will call this method curing, and some will call it dry brining. I guess this argument will be always up for debate. And our seasoning of choice tomorrow will be Uncle Steve's Shake Competition Bird Shake and South Texas Red. I will have a link to Uncle Steve's website in the show notes below. So I'm going to put this in the fridge, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And in the miracle of time, it's the following day. About 15 hours has gone by, and here you can see that the salt has done its job. Here you can see where most of the moisture is gone from the skin, and also that salt has deeply penetrated into the meat. Here's where you want to flip over to the underside of the chicken where you will season first. I'm also going to be using Crisco butter spray as a binder. All you need to do now is spray a light coating of your Crisco or palm butter spray. After doing this, it's time to go in with our seasonings. Here I'm using Uncle Steve's Shake, and our first layer is going to be the competition bird shake. All you want to do is add a light layer of seasoning, because remember we're also going to add a second layer. Now that the first layer is done, it's time to bring on that heat. So we're using South Texas Red, and you also want to use a light layer of this. So folks, we're going to season up the rest of the chicken off camera. I'm going to bring you guys back when we are seasoning up the presentation side. So folks, we're about to do the presentation side of the chicken, and we just want a couple light layers of the seasonings. Remember, it's all about those layers of flavor, and that is what makes for good eating. And of course, you want to season underneath the wings, and also you want to make sure and get some seasoning on the sides. You will notice that I have some wooden toothpicks in this chicken skin, and that is to help keep the skin intact. So boys and girls, if you're interested in the Uncle Steve's Shake seasoning, I will have the link to his website in the show notes below. So now that our chicken is finished seasoned, we're going to let that sit in the fridge for about an hour so that the flavors can come together. So folks, while the chicken is sweating out in the fridge, as you can see here, I have the grill already set up for some indirect cooking. I also have a piece of foil opposite the hot coals, and this is to collect the drippings from the chicken and makes for easy cleanup. I am also using half of an onion to clean down the grill. If you don't want to use onion, you can also crumble a piece of foil, and that will do the trick. Now that I have finished cleaning down the grate, I'm going to throw the onion into the hot coals, and this is going to give a nice aroma and also add a little flavor to the chicken. So let's put the cover on and let the grill come up to temp. We are looking at an ambient temp of around 350 to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I also added a couple small chunks of post oak, and this is going to give a light smoke flavor to the chicken. Now that the grill has come up to temp, it's time to get our chicken on. Here you can see that the rub has sweated nicely into the chicken. Look at that beautiful color it has taken on already. Now I'm going to be placing the chicken opposite the hot coals, because we are going to be using our grill like an oven. I tell you, the family is going to be eating good here tonight. This cook should take about an hour. And in the meanwhile, please
don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and click the post notifications for more.
So let's put the cover on and let the cheddar do its thing. So folks, it's about 20 minutes in. Let's see what's going on. Our chicken has taken on a nice color and it looks like we have some even cooking going on. So we're going to put the cover on and we're going to let this go for another 15 minutes. So folks, it's been another 15 minutes and we're going to get things spinned around to get some even cooking going on. You may not have to do this dependent on the pit you have. And remember folks, I will have the link to Uncle Steve's Shake website in the show notes below. And here's a bit of a close-up and you can see that the chicken is looking mighty fine. So folks, we're about 40 to 45 minutes in and here I'm just checking to see how our chicken skin is feeling, and it's now starting to get nice and crispy. And to help with the crisping of the skin, you want to use a butter spray such as Crisco or Palm, or if you have access to duck fat, even better. So we're going to put the cover on and we're going to let this ride for about another 15 minutes or until we reach the internal temp of doneness. So another 15 minutes has gone by. Let's check our temp and we are reading at around 160. Well folks, another 10 minutes has gone by and it looks like we have reached our target temp of 170. And our chicken is done, and here you can see our chicken skin looking nice and crispy. So let's get it on the plate, head inside and get that chicken down on the meat board and cut into it and see what we did. But before we cut into the chicken, we need to let it rest for about 10 to 15 minutes. Before we cut into the chicken, let's do a quick recap. We did a 24-hour cure or a dry brine, whichever one floats your boat. Then we seasoned Uncle Steve Shake, Competition Bird Shake, and also South Texas Red. Then we let the chicken sit in the fridge for a couple hours, and then we took it to the grill, placing it opposite the hot coals and cooked it until we reached an internal temp of 170 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's cut into that yard bird. We are now going to separate the leg and thigh from the breast and the wing. And you can see we cut through so easily. Our chicken is super tender. And here you can see that our leg and thigh is perfectly well cooked and our chicken is looking nice and juicy. Well folks, we are just going to do a quick taste test, and there's our camera girl Jacqueline and myself, and we're going to give this one 2 thumbs up. We're going to finish cut up the rest of the chicken off camera, fasten our seatbelts and get ready for our drive by. Let's go!
So boys and girls, here's our delicious smoked chicken. It was so tasty. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the post notifications for more videos. See you all on our next cooking journey, and we're out until next time.